House Republicans officially impeach Alejandro Mayorkas as head of the border. Senate Republicans betray voters by voting to send $95 billion to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, while stripping all money out for the border and American citizens. The case in Georgia against Donald Trump could be unraveling fast as DA Fani Willis finally admits she's been having an affair with her co-counsel. Plus, Hunter Biden's business partner testifies under oath that Joe Biden was in fact in on Hunter Biden's business dealings. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you so much. Make sure to check out today's earlier live broadcast where I interviewed Charlie Kirk. It was a fantastic interview, and I'll make sure to link it at the end of this video. Hi, everybody. Good evening, good evening. Lori, Thomas, Michael. Okay, I'm going to come back and say hi to you guys at the end, but let's jump right into the news because there's some really good Republican news and there's some really terrible Republican news, and both of them have me like having craziness in my mind, but I want to go over it with you tonight. Now, earlier today at like 4 in the morning, Senate Republicans joined hands with Democrats to pass the $95 billion foreign aid bill for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. While there were a small group of Republicans that argued that America should focus on America's problems before sending almost $100 billion to other countries, 22 Republicans decided, let's go ahead and do what Democrats want to do. Now, after it passed, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer stated, with this bill, the Senate declares that American leadership will not waver, will not falter, will not fail. However, we cannot forget that this bill must also pass over in the House of Representatives before it can reach Biden's desk. And I'm just hoping and praying that the Republicans over in the House will actually have a spine and stand with the American people. Now, get this. This has me absolutely crazy. This bill removed all help for the American people. Mitch McConnell's like, Americans don't need any help. And they also stripped out all of the money to help solve the Texas border crisis. I mean, do these guys hate America? Seriously, I'm starting to wonder that. Now, Republicans literally gave Democrats all the votes they needed in order to strip money away from protecting the border, strip money away from helping Americans, and then pass the bill. I mean, what a scam. Let me know if you're irritated. I want you to write in the comments, scam. I want you guys, I want to hear from you guys because I'm starting to feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, why on earth would people that say, I'm conservative, I'm for family, faith, and freedom, and protecting America, and then they give away all of our money? They literally stripped out every damn dollar for Americans, for veterans, for seniors, for our children, and for the Texas border. So that what? So that they can pay the teachers' unions in Ukraine, so that they can give Israel more money, so that they can help Taiwan. Like, come on. It's an absolute scam, but I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know, please. Now, with that being said, House Speaker Mike Johnson quickly disregarded the bill, stating House Republicans were crystal clear from the very beginning of discussions that any so-called national security supplemental legislation must recognize that national security begins at our border. Now, in an effort to bypass the Speaker of the House, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries from New York has threatened to file a discharge petition. Now, unfortunately for Jeffries, this petition would only allow the bill to be brought to the floor, and it likely wouldn't pass. But don't put it past these Democrats to try to betray their Republican friends and do exactly what they want to do with this money. Now, even though the odds seem bleak, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is once again helping Democrats get exactly what they want. Now, according to Politico, Mitch McConnell stated, "We've heard all kinds of rumors that whether the House supports Ukraine or doesn't, it seems to me that the easiest way to solve that would be to vote." So Mitch McConnell is siding with Hakeem Jeffries and calling on House Speaker Mike Johnson to put this thing to a vote right now. I mean, these guys can't get money to the military industrial complex fast enough. I mean, it's an absolute betrayal of our country. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for a strong military, and I hate the fact that they've depleted our ammunition and our weapon systems. Those do need to be rebuilt. But to continue to give it away to a losing cause seems so crazy. And honestly, I wouldn't have minded if the money went to Ukraine or even to Israel. But how about something for Americans? How about protecting our border instead of Israel's border? How about protecting our border instead of Ukraine's border? I mean, it's absolutely crazy to me. Now, we all know why they want money to go to Ukraine and not the border of the United States. It's a money laundering scheme. It's a money laundering scheme. However, Steve Bannon, former advisor to Donald Trump, said on his show today that the majority of members of Congress get elected by money from the military industrial complex. So these senators, they're just fulfilling their debt obligation to steal from American taxpayers and give it to weapons makers. It's absolutely disgraceful. It just makes me crazy. It is a money laundering scheme. All right, now listen to this. Republican Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio has also argued that this bill includes language that would help Democrats try to impeach Donald Trump in his second term. I mean, the guy hasn't even won and become president, and they're already terrified that he's going to get in and not take money away from Ukraine, but from their corporate sponsors that literally have each and every one of these senators in their back pocket and on speed dial. Now, this is what he said. He said, if President Trump were to withdraw from or pause financial support for the war in Ukraine in order to bring the conflict to a peaceful conclusion, it would amount to the same fake violation of budget law from the first impeachment under markedly similar facts and circumstances. You guys remember that the first time that they impeached Donald Trump, it's because he said, hey, Zelensky, I'm hearing rumors that the Biden family has completely betrayed the United States of America. Do you mind looking into Burisma Energy and Hunter Biden and Joe Biden? And then I'll get you that military money, $500 million of taxpayer money. What did the Democrats do? Before there was any proof, any evidence, or a trial, they immediately impeached Donald Trump. And they're already writing it in to legislation to be able to do it again. And who helped him? That's right, Republicans. Oh my gosh. All right, now listen to this. Former President Donald Trump was just handed a possible major win in Georgia after a judge admitted that District Attorney Fani Willis may be disqualified from prosecuting Donald Trump. According to Fulton County Superior Judge Scott McAfee, disqualification may occur if evidence is produced which presents a conflict of interest. For instance, if it can be shown that Fani Willis financially benefited from hiring her boyfriend as the prosecutor, then the trial would no longer be fair and it must be thrown out of court. Now, the judge, Scott McAfee, acknowledged this fact, stating the state has admitted a relationship existed. And so what remains to be proven is the existence and extent of any financial benefit. So they already know that she was breaking the law, and they already know that she was having this affair. But did she benefit from it financially? And what many are saying is, yes, she did, in the form of vacations, luxury dinners, gifts, overtime to her new boyfriend. So there will be a new trial on this, according to the judge overseeing Trump's case in the state of Georgia. Now, this is a total Donald Trump move. He has said publicly that he plans to come to the court trial since he has been named in the court lawsuit. He wants to sit face to face with Fani Willis while she tries to talk her way out of breaking up a marriage, overpaying her lover, getting financial gain for her own self, and colluding with White House lawyers on 2 occasions to get Donald Trump. By the way, this is fantastic news. And remember the guest that I had on yesterday, Brigitte Gabriel? She told you that the Republicans were going to get all of the votes to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas. You heard it first on the Stephen Gardner show. Well, that's exactly what happened. Just minutes before going live with you, I read that DHS head Alejandro Mayorkas has officially been impeached in the House for ruining America and allowing 10 million illegals to overrun the border and sneak into our country. Now, I hope his record goes down in history as one of the worst members of White House cabinet. And I also hope that this is just the beginning of necessary impeachments. Joe Biden needs to be next, although there's some other scumbags in the cabinet that should probably be removed. All right, now that's the good news. Now, let me know in the comments, is this good or is this bad? Do you think removing Alejandro Mayorkas, the guy who allowed 10 million people to illegally come into the country, overwhelm our welfare systems, our medical systems, our schools, getting more money than people on Social Security? If you think that it's good that he was impeached, I want you to say good. And if you think that this was a bad idea, that's okay. I want to hear from you, but you got to put bad. I want to hear from you guys, okay? All right, now listen. Alejandro Mayorkas is the first cabinet member to be impeached since 1876. So this is a big deal, like a really big deal. And I hope he's ashamed of himself. But guess what? He won't be. He won't be. I watched all of the hearings on your behalf, and guess what? He has no shame or regret for what he's done. In fact, he tried to say it was Donald Trump's fault. I mean, this guy is insane. This guy's insane. He's like, oh man, they got me. They got me. Oh, I know what to do. I'll blame it on Donald Trump. I mean, get a new punchline. Like, you cannot blame a guy who hasn't even been in office for 3 years. He's a total narcissist. All right, the news just keeps getting better and better. Just today, Hunter Biden's business partner, Tony Bobilinski, testified that Joe Biden was in fact involved in Hunter Biden's business dealings. He also confirmed that their foreign business partners were also 100% aware that Joe Biden was involved and that Joe's name and political influence would be used in order to get big dollar deals done. This is coming right from the mouth of Hunter Biden's business partner, Tony Bobilinski. What a great last name, Bobilinski. I hope Bobilinski is able to get Biden removed. Okay, now, despite being highly critical of the app, President Joe Biden has just announced he needs more votes. So he's going on TikTok in order to in order to connect with younger voters. Now, for some background, Joe Biden previously signed a bill banning all federal employees from using TikTok because it was a national security concern. But now that he needs to get votes from younger people, he's saying, actually, I do need to be on TikTok. And he's going on. And what's weird is it was him, like, standing all regal and his eyeballs were flashing red. And he said, just as we planned. Just as you planned what? Like, it's got to be evil, right? It's dark Brandon. They spent $5 million of our dollars coming up with the name Dark Brandon. Like, I could have used ChatGPT and come up with that in 5 seconds and saved the American taxpayer $5 million. but they don't care. They don't care about your money. They don't care about my money. It's absolute insanity. All right. Now, Republican Representative Mike Gallagher, the House chair that is tasked with overseeing China, has bashed on President Joe Biden for choosing to take this route for a different reason. During an interview on Fox News, he stated, "If we continue to go down this road, we are going to effectively cede control of our news media to a hostile foreign country." And that's true because Biden is now effectively promoting the TikTok app. And here's what's really scary is people under the age of 40, they don't use Google for getting their news anymore. And they don't use ABC and MSNBC and Constant Negative News, CNN. They don't use any of these. They go to TikTok. And TikTok allows you to say whatever you want, unless it's conservative, right? So they're using it to manipulate people. They're using it to spin the news. And now Joe Biden is breaking his own law and using it to try to deceive your children. Sad, right? All right. Now, check this out. Tucker Carlson said the unthinkable, and now they are tearing him apart. Tucker Carlson said that U.S. officials don't want Americans to know. He shared in an interview that Moscow, Russia, is cleaner and nicer than every city in the United States of America. He also shared that all their grocery stores are stocked full with affordable food and that their gas prices are super low. He said he can't understand why life in Russia is portrayed as so awful, and yet with his own eyes, he saw how much better they're living than us. Now, wait a minute. Weren't you and I told that we were going to have to suck it up and pay higher food prices, higher natural gas prices, propane prices, gas prices at the pump in order to stick it to Putin because he's so evil? And then all of our gas prices went up. And of course, they blamed it on Donald Trump, right? But you and I are smart. We know that they're lying to us. And now we're being told living in America is better than living everywhere else. And yet Tucker Carlson, the truth teller, has gone over and said, wait a minute, they're paying less for gas. They're paying less for food. Their cities are cleaner than our cities. Like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Is Tucker Carlson telling the truth, or is he spreading propaganda? Let me know. If you think he's telling the truth, I want you to write truth in the comments. And if you think he's a liar, I want you to write liar. I want to hear from you guys because I see him as a truth teller. And it's very concerning to me that they're living so much better than we are while we say, wait a minute, I thought we were sacrificing. I thought we were all dealing with high inflation in order to stick it to the Russians, in order to get back at Vladimir Putin. And now we find out we've all just been lied to. I'm sorry to break that news to you guys, but that's coming right from somebody who was just in Moscow, Russia. Now, check this out. This might be good news to some of you guys. Conservative talk show host Glenn Beck has said that there is a real chance that Donald Trump might pick Tucker Carlson as his vice president, as Tucker Carlson has just shown that he has the courage to stand up to the DC swamp. I don't know. That would be pretty dang cool. I didn't know anything about Tucker Carlson up until a couple of months ago because I don't watch Fox News, but he seems like a pretty cool guy. All right, now this is scary. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is covering for Joe Biden. Nancy Pelosi said on national TV that Joe Biden's memory is great, and only a small number of Americans are actually concerned about his health and his mental acuity. In fact, she said he's doing just fine. And how do I know this? I'm older than him, and I'm doing great. Well, guess what, Nancy Pelosi? This isn't about age. It's about brain function. And Biden has brain issues. He has mental issues. And last I checked, Joe Biden doesn't have $160 million to pay for health care to try to live forever off of the American taxpayer like you, Nancy Pelosi. So I don't know. Who's telling the truth? Is it Tucker Carlson or is it Nancy Pelosi? I don't know. But according to Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden's brain is just fine. And the proof is that she's older than him and she's just fine. This lady is absolutely crazy. All right, now, Biden isn't the only one being criticized. Presidential candidate Nikki Haley is now claiming that Donald Trump is an unhinged human being that can't talk unless he has a teleprompter in front of him. As an example, Nikki Haley referenced how Donald Trump made a joke about her husband, who is deployed overseas in the Horn of Africa. During a campaign event, Donald Trump joked that Nikki Haley's husband left the country to avoid the embarrassment of her campaign, and that this was extremely disrespectful. Now, despite Nikki Haley's criticism over Trump's current and previous comments regarding members of the military, Trump's spokesman released a statement which read, "There has been no bigger fighter for our military men and women than President Donald J. Trump." Now, I am grateful for Nikki Haley's husband serving the country. I'm even grateful for Nikki Haley serving as a UN ambassador, but she is not going to win. In fact, she lost in Nevada to nobody. Like there is literally a tab that was like anyone else, and she lost to that one. So she is not going to win. Despite how much money they put behind her, she is not going to be president of the United States of America. Now get this, this is rich. Nikki Haley has now publicly said that Donald Trump will try to steal the 2024 election. Here's why. Donald Trump has called on RNC head Ronna McDaniels, who has lost in 2018, 2020, and 2022. She's the niece of Mitt Rhino Romney. He has asked her to please step down. You're ruining the Republican Party. You've put the RNC in excessive amounts of debt, and we continue to lose because of you. Now, Donald Trump put forward a new name and then said that his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, would be a good second in command because she understands elections and winning super well. So because of that, Nikki Haley is saying that Donald Trump is going to try to steal the presidential election. Now, I know you're not supposed to say stolen elections. That's a big no-no. I'm going to go repent of that. But wait a minute. I thought elections in the United States were the most secure in the world and that they were, in fact, too perfect. And you definitely can't contest them or ask for an investigation. But if it's against Donald Trump, you can literally accuse him of a major crime before it's even happened. I mean, wow. Nikki Haley really is a Democrat in Republican clothing. All right, now final story. In regards to Ukraine, Elon Musk and Republican Senator Ron Johnson spoke against the ongoing war on Twitter Spaces. Both Senator Ron Johnson and Elon Musk of Twitter agreed that Vladimir Putin under no circumstance would accept a loss as it could lead to his assassination. The two also discussed the logical impossibility, as Ron Johnson stated, Russia can produce 4.5 million artillery shells per year, and the United States can't even produce 1 million. Now, the average age of a Ukrainian soldier is 43 years old. So they're older, they're running out of ammunition, and they're up against the Russian Federation army, which is younger and can produce 4.5 times more ammunition than the United States of America. I mean, wow. It's just absolute insanity. The propaganda, the lies given to the American people. I'm so glad that you guys support this channel so that I can come on here and tell you guys the truth about what's going on. I don't have any bad feelings against Ukraine. It breaks my heart that 500,000 of them have died because of Biden and Boris Johnson, these two buttheads. are literally responsible for 500,000 people dying. I don't have any love for Vladimir Putin or Russia. I think this whole thing is a humanitarian crisis, and I hope and pray that it ends very, very quickly. All right, now that's my update for today. I want to say hello to some people. I've been seeing the chat. Oh my gosh, you guys make that chat move super, super fast. We love you, Steven. Thank you for the show. Best show on YouTube. Stop censoring. Hi, Darlene, Jeff, Ben, Nicholas, Zoli. Oh, I think that's Boo Boo's Lab. I thought that said Boob's Lab. Boo Boo's Lab. Joe, Cobalt, Pat, Susan, Linda. Oh my gosh, it's going so fast. Hey, dude. Steven's the GOAT. Love your show. Hashtag amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It is hours and hours of research. The interviews that I do are hours and hours. It takes months and months to set these up, but I love doing it. I love bringing you guys solid, credible, believable, truthful information. Thank you, Cindy. No, you're amazing. Thank you for the super chat. You guys don't have to do super chats. I love being a part of this community and being able to serve my fellow Americans and human beings around the world. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy watching you. Love the topics. God bless. God bless. Stop calling X Twitter. Well, it's Twitter to me. So hit that thumbs up. Congress is a scam. FJB. You guys are awesome. Steven, are you in the CIA? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. All right. Steven, they keep interrupting your video. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys so much. I love you. Check out the interview from earlier today and give this video a like, and please share the channel with others. If you enjoy this, hit that subscribe button. It lets YouTube know that you want more of this amazing content. And the bigger I grow, the bigger the guests. So let's work together to get access to the very best, most truthful information. Hey, thanks so much. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your night.